What's up guys, I'm James, and you're watching The Psychedelic Investor. Today I want to discuss MindMed, ticker symbol MNMD, who recently announced their Q2 financials and gave a business update. This was an important, transitional even quarter for the company for several reasons. First, and perhaps most significantly, during Q2, co-founder J.R. Rohn stepped down as CEO, being replaced by Robert Barrow, who was previously Chief Development Officer. Now, Barrow's appointment, for now, is on a temporary basis until they can find a new permanent CEO, which may, or may not, be him. It's too early to assess the effects of this change, but in general, I like my science-based companies to be led by scientists, which JR was not, and Barrow is, so I am hopeful for the new direction of the company. To learn more about the CEO transition and who Rob Barrow is, click here. Second, in terms of progress in the mission to heal mental health, MindMed has made several important strides in this quarter. First, they launched Project Angie, which is the company's attempt to treat pain with psychedelics starting with LSD. The goal here is to lessen the burden of opioid addiction on society, as a significant percentage of people who get addicted to opioids originally had a chronic pain issue. They go to their doctor, they're prescribed an opioid, then they get addicted to said opioid. Lo and behold, who would have ever expected that? So by treating pain with LSD, which is non-addictive and has some evidence backing it up that it can actually treat pain, MindMed is taking a holistic approach to tackling the opioid crisis. To learn more about Project Angie, click here. MindMed also launched their collaboration with Next Stage Therapeutics this quarter, researching a method to deliver certain psychedelics, like ibogaine, directly to the brain, using a technology called brain targeting liposome delivery systems. Basically, the drug is put into a tiny little bubble, which then passes through your body, transcending something called the blood-brain barrier, and the drug is delivered directly to the brain. The idea here is that certain drugs like ibogaine have bodily side effects on other organs, like the heart, and we only want to have the brain effects. Therefore, the goal of this tech is to bypass the rest of the body altogether and only expose the drug to the brain. To learn more about this partnership and technology, watch our video called MindMed to Deliver Psychedelics Directly to the Brain. Finally, this quarter, MindMed published the first ever pharmacogenetic data on LSD. This basically means that they're studying how a person's genetics affect the LSD experience. This is important because MindMed is attempting to personalize psychedelic therapy. If you and I have different genetics that affect how our bodies respond to a substance like LSD, then perhaps the dose levels that we should receive should also differ. To learn more about this study, watch our video entitled How Do Our Genes Affect an LSD Trip? Finally, let's take a look at the financials. Starting with cash on hand, which is the most important metric for research stage biopharma companies, MindMed finished the quarter with $157 million USD. Now, this is the third most capital of any psychedelic medicines company, though they are significantly behind both Atai Life Sciences and Compass Pathways on this metric. However, as the company continues to attract top-tier talent and ramp up over a dozen different clinical trials, the company is spending more than ever before. MindMed lost $36 million in Q2, and if they spend the same amount in the quarters to come, they would only have enough capital to sustain themselves for another year, which obviously is not ideal. This means that investors should expect sometime relatively soon for MindMed to dilute its stock and raise capital. Now, I know that some people don't like this, but frankly guys, it's inevitable. The company is pre-revenue and will be for the foreseeable future, so we should expect not only a capital raise sometime in the relatively soon future, but also more to follow that up. Luckily, their market cap is relatively high, so we shouldn't need too much dilution to raise a significant amount of cash. There is another way for companies in this field to raise capital without dilution, and that would be to sell the rights to one of their medicines in a particular country or region to another company. For example, if, say, a large pharma company saw the potential for 18-MC to treat opioid addiction, MindMed could sell the rights to use this treatment in, say, Japan to a Japanese company for a lump sum. This is what Atai recently did with their arketamine derivative, selling the rights to that drug in Japan to the pharma giant Otsuka for $20 million. Now, I don't know if this is a likely option for MindMed or not, but I do think it is an option and should be on the table. Either way, as I said before, this appeared to be a transitional quarter for MindMed. They changed CEOs, hired a bunch of talent, and progressed and expanded their product pipeline. The only hesitation that I have is the rate at which they are spending money relative to how much cash they have in the bank. MindMed will be holding their conference call for the quarter on Monday at 4 p.m. ET, and I highly suggest that all of you guys go and watch it. Hopefully, we'll get some insights into their plans to raise more capital then. I will, of course, post this conference call, and I will likely also do a reaction video, so stay on the lookout for those. The best way to ensure that you see these videos is by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notifications bell. See, I don't even know what I want you guys to do. I tell you to do it every single video, and I can't even remember the 3. It's not hard. Like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. Go ahead. The button is right there. Also, full disclosure, I do hold a large-ish position in MindMed relative to my portfolio at least, sitting at around 5% of my portfolio. Also, nothing I said in this video was financial advice and was only meant for educational purposes. Thank you guys all so much for watching until the end, and so I can see how many of you there are, post booyah in the comments. And also, don't forget to check out some of the videos that we mentioned throughout this video. You'll see them on your screen now. You can check out the video on MindMed's new CEO, the one on Project Angie, this one on the partnership with Next Stage Therapeutics, or this one on how genetics affect the LSD experience. Have a great day.